Righty, welcome to our channel. This is TV UCC. My name is Louise Bequin. You can call me the PDF. This morning, we are coming to you live from the J. Nano Pokwajiman Auditorium at the Amisatha Language Center of University of Cape Coast. And we're here because today is the day one for the SRC look on its vetting, which is scheduled to start from today and end on Friday. Of course, Friday, the day is dedicated for the GRASAC student, and so the Graduate Students Association of University of Cape Coast, come Friday, God willing, would be transmitting live the exercise, and of course that will be also held here. So wherever you find yourself, if you are around the confines of University of Cape Coast, you can join us at the J. Nana Amisatha Auditorium at the J. Nana Opoku Ajiman at the Amisatha Language Center of University of Cape Coast. Forgive me. If you have not subscribed to our channel too, this is the time. Subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification icon down there and hit on the subscription button for me. Leave your comments at the comment section because intermittently I would be coming your way with your comment. Let's make it interactive. But do remember to be decent in your writings, because if you write anything that is bad, I wouldn't want to read that. Remember that we are on the academic land, and so whatever that you write is intellectual land. Whatever that you write, make it decent for us to also read it for you. So this morning we'll see students who pick nomination forms to contest for the position of SRC General Sports Secretary and SRC Women Commissioner being vetted here by the vetting committee led by Professor Samuel Isian Bedu, assisted by Professor Rebecca Day-Mensah. So do stay with us and keep your comments coming. As I've already indicated intermittently, I would be reading them. Prof, good morning and over to you.
Good morning, PDF, and good morning to all our viewers and listeners. Welcome to the vetting of the 2023-2024 SRC local Nugs elections. We're live at the J. Nana Opoku Auditorium inside the Emisata Language Center. This morning's session would cover vetting nominees for SRC General Sports Secretary, and then SRC Women's Commissioner, and then we'll take a break in the afternoon, reconvene, and then vet nominees for SRC Public Relations Officer. So without wasting further time, we would like to invite the first candidate, if he is ready, to commence today's session. On the panel, I have Yaya to my right. I have Jemfua, Enoch, Francis, Mela, Matthew. And then on my left, I have Professor Mrs. Becky Day-Mensah. Then I have Abigail. Then I have Isaac, Selom, Rich Love. And then our own Senior Assistant Registrar, Kofi Kwame, Mami, Mrs. Ifwa Indima Nto. She is a secretary to this committee, and she is the one who would be helping us with all our secretariat duties and everything. We would like to entreat those of you who would not be able to join us in the auditorium to follow us live on TV, UCC, and on ATL 100.5. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, and make sure you leave your comments in the chat section so we can read them. You're welcome.
Thank you, Prof. Chair.
You took my seat before I even asked you to sit down.
I'm sorry for that.
Okay, kindly state your name, your program, and then the reason why you're here.
Thank you, Prof. Chair. Before I state my name, let me use this opportunity to say good morning to you and the panelists. My name is Abraham Yao Boglan. I'm a BEd student reading health, physical education and recreation with registration number ET/HPE/21/0006. Few days ago, nomination has been opened for the various portfolios. So I took that opportunity to also file to go for the position of SRC General Sports Secretary. And because of that, I'm here to be vetted and to be considered as well. Thank you, Prof. Chair.
Thank you and welcome, Abraham. So we'll take turns to ask you some questions in relation to the position you're vying for. At any point in time, if you're uncomfortable, you let us know. You have water in front of you, and please enjoy the session.
Thank you, Prof. Chair.
Madam, we'll begin with you.
Hello, Evie.
Hi, Madam.
How are you?
I'm fine. Please, and you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank God.
So, as you already know, it's just a chat. So just relax. Relax in your chair. Be yourself. You can even drink water if you want.
Thank you.
There's nothing to fear. Okay? All right. So, I've been looking at your CV. No, I think I have not even really looked at it. We'll look at it together. But the first thing I saw is that you didn't name it. You don't have a title on it. Did you do it yourself?
Yes, please.
You didn't get help from anybody?
Yeah, actually, I consulted somebody
You
before I
consulted
did it.
somebody?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you should have brought a title, and that one is not there. I also realized that some of the information, for instance, your personal information, you shifted it to the middle, or you centered it. All the rest are aligned left. Then, at some point, you use bullet points. You use the square sign, the diamond, and then another sign. It makes your CV a bit clumsy. So in future, just stick to one style.
Okay.
And then that will help a lot.
Thank
Now,
you.
why do you want to take up this position? Why do you want to be the SRC General Sports Secretary?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. I actually took this decision simply because I personally have interest in sports research. And in addition to that, that is the program I'm reading currently. And in addition to that as well, I've taken so many activities in sports in the previous happenings. So that has given me the encouragement to come for this very position, as I have much experience to that.
Tell us about some. You said you've taken up so many positions in that area. Tell us about some of these positions you.
Thank you, Prof. Chair. First of all, at my college level, I was the hall sports prefect at the College of EP College of Education, Bimbila. I was the sports chair for the hall. Then coming back to my secondary school, I was also the sports prefect for my house. And then even before these ones, where I was posted, my school, Bisngando, I was made the sports teacher for the school. Then from that, I also graduated from the school sports level to become the circuit sports coordinator. So in all these capacities, I limit grades that I've gathered enough experience to man the affairs of sports section in this great university.
What is the role of the sports secretary?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. Sports secretary is the person or the chairperson in charge of the sports committee that is among the students. The sports secretary is to liaise with the sports section in the university to make sure that sporting activities are organized for both staff and the student body as well. I also understand that...
Wait. You organize sporting activities for staff?
I said I liaise with the sports section so that we organize sporting activities. Staff sometimes also take part in sporting activities.
No, that is not your domain.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The SRC sports secretary does not organize sporting activities for staff.
Sorry for that, and thanks for the correction.
Take note of that before you overstep your bounds.
Thank you, Prof. Che. So that one is taken off. So I liaise with the sports section to organize sports, that is inter-hall competition for the various halls on campus here. It's also the duty of the sports secretary to also mentor or supervise the activities of other clubs and maybe sports juniors on campus as well. So basically, I think I will stick to these few responsibilities for now.
How is the sports? How is sports doing currently? UCC Sports, how is it doing?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. I might say that UCC Sports currently is doing well, because when I stepped in the school, haven't seen the record so far. I've realized that on 9 consecutive times, the school has been crowned victorious or champions the GUSA games for 9 consecutive times, except that last year we dipped down to 2nd position. But it's cool. Sports is doing well.
So since it's doing well, what new do you think you bring on board? We are already doing well. What new would you bring on board? What new thing would you bring on board?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. I haven't studied the sports in general in the university here. I have come to realization that the attraction that the sports need, how the sports should be made attractive for students to involve themselves willingly, the attraction has not been there. So for me personally, I have the passion and the dream, the goals that when I have this note, you realize that the sports deal with so many disciplines. So when you go to the halls, you realize that the hall, they only concentrate on soccer, volley, and if probably handball or basketball, yes. But other disciplines, some of them are left ajar. They don't actually pay much attention. When you come to the discipline like hockey, tennis, badminton, even table tennis as well, they don't actually focus.
So what do you want to bring on board? What new do you bring on board?
Yeah, that is what I'm trying to come with. When I come, I'm going to liaise with the whole sports committee, with the whole master, because I've realized that some of these basic items are not there for the people to use to practice. So I will liaise with the people in charge of the hall to make sure these basic items are provided so that the children can actually take training in these particular games. I've also...
Apple, Bujiri, Bujiri. Bujiri. Relax. In the university, we don't have children.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
And then you want to be the SRC General Sports Secretary. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
So I want you to stay within that. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
You have sports secretaries at the various halls. It is not your duty to go and be liaising with hall masters in those halls. I believe you understand.
Yes, please.
Leave that work for the sports secretaries in the halls to do. But succinctly, okay, without exaggerating, tell us 2 new things you're bringing on board as the SRC General Sports Secretary. 2 things. When I come, I would do this, I want to do that, and I want to do that. We don't want to hear the problems that exist. Tell us 2 things you are bringing on board.
Thank you, Prof. Che. The very 2 things I'm going to bring on board is, first of all, to make the sports activities attractive. By doing so, I will make sure that system, that is public address systems, are available at inter-hall competitions. Some of these things give attraction to the students to have a full participation in the games. Quite apart.
Can you say that again? What? Public address system?
Yes, please. Like it can give them, like, giving commentaries on the sporting activities. Another thing I will bring on board to draw much attention is, anytime we are to have sporting activities, we will invite some stakeholders. Maybe it could be National Sports Committee, it could be club managers or coaches, to come and see the talent we have, so that some of these students can be monitored or can be mentored and they become somebody better in future. So in brief, 2, this is the 2 I can give now.
So you want to make sure that public address systems are available at all sporting events?
Yes, please.
You think we haven't done that in the last couple of years?
Since I came, I've not seen any, but I don't know if they have done some before.
You haven't seen any?
Yes, please.
Okay. Impressive.
You said you served as a curriculum leader.
Yes, Professor.
What is that?
A curriculum leader is someone who monitors how other teachers go about the implementation of the curriculum, maybe taking them through some of the in-service trainings of what to do, how to write their lesson notes, how to even assess the students on various bases.
Apart from football, do you play football?
Yes, Prof. Che.
Apart from football, what other sports are you good at?
Thank you, Prof. Che. I am a sprinter. I'm a sprinter. That is around 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, other relay as well.
I don't know how to say this, but your CV, I think you have to look at it again. It is not well done.
Thank you.
It is not well done. Some are in there, out there. It is really not very good. My last question to you for now is that you have been a vice president, you have been a public relations officer, a secretary, etc., etc. Why sports general secretary? Why not the president, the vice president, organizing secretary? You've even been a PRO before. So why did you skip all that to choose this?
Thank you, Prof. Chair, for the question. I decided to go in for the sports secretaryship because I believe I've had enough experience at that section, though I gathered experience from others. But for the sports, that is where my heart belongs.
That is where your heart belongs.
Yes, please.
Thank you. We'll come back to you.
Hello, Abby.
Hi,
Good morning.
good morning.
Please, how are you doing?
Please, I'm fine. What about you?
I'm also fine. So my question is quite okay. So you've identified a spot, okay, at the sports complex, and you think that this spot can be used to construct a swimming pool. You do well know that swimming is also a sports discipline, right? So you think that this spot can be used to construct a swimming pool. Where do you think you can report this brilliant idea?
Please.
So let me take it again. So you've identified a spot, a place, okay, that you think you can use this place to construct a swimming pool. You don't want to use it to construct a football pitch, but you think you can use it to construct a swimming pool, okay? So where would you report this idea so that the construction will take place?
Thank you, Prof. Chair, for the question. Once that idea pops up, basically, I have the head of sports. So I have to discuss this with him. When everything is done with him, then we have to draft that proposal to the Dean of Students, where it can be forwarded to the appropriate authority as well.
Okay, that was a good attempt, but it's not what I'm looking out for. So where in these places you report it to the Directorate of Physical Development and Estate Management. They are into setting up new projects and new buildings for the school. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so to your question, how would you make the student body interested in sports in your time of office?
Thank you. The first thing I would do is to, first of all, what I said earlier, bring in that address system that can actually boost their willingness to take part in the sporting activities. Because I've realized that most of them don't do that because even the of the sporting activities don't even come. So you have to first of all create the awareness of the sports that is coming. Then we'll make that system also available. I think with that one we can equally boost it as well. And the people have to also be motivated. Once we motivate them with award incentives, then I think we can improve the sporting activity here.
Okay, that's a good attempt. But by introducing inter-hall games, introducing inter-faculty games can also help. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
AB,
Yes, boss.
after assuming office, then the SRC president and the other executives make you aware that the projects they want to embark on campus are more important than the sporting activities. And those projects are really going to benefit the students. So they are not going to give you any funds from the SRC. So what would you do?
Thank you, Prof. Chair, for the question. I believe that every office is very important. So when it comes to allocation of funds, every office is considered. So if I bring on board an idea and the executive deem it that idea it is not important, so they should shift the fund to different idea. I wouldn't think that to be the right way. So what I'll do is that first I have to talk to them. If they don't agree, then we have to report that issue to the Dean of Students.
You are going to report your SRC president to the Dean of Students. Okay. In fact, that is not the answer I was expecting from you. But don't you think seeking sponsorship could also help? Since you are all in for the interest of students, and then seeking sponsorship can also top up to the funds the SRC has. So aside them giving you funds from the SRC accounts, seeking funds can also help, right? So your answer wasn't okay for me.
Abraham,
Proxy.
do you understand? Do you understand what he meant?
No, please.
You did not.
No.
Yes, but you're the very person who was saying that when you become SRC General Sports Secretary, during sporting events, you invite club directors, coaches, and other people, and all of that. And he's asking you a very simple question of funding. And if the SRC says that we have priority areas and so want to cut funding or minimize funding to the sports section, all you are interested in doing is to report to the Dean of Students. You're not thinking about innovative ways of bringing in extra fund to motivate people, like you said, as one of the things you'd want to do. Because becoming the SRC Sports General Secretary is more than just taking part in the sporting activities. As a sprinter, as a soccer player, you should be thinking about how to bring in funding. And I thought it was a very good opportunity for you to tell this committee that when given the nod, you'll be interested in seeking sponsorship to augment what the SRC gives. And so for me, it was a golden opportunity for you to do that, but you missed it. So you take that, note that down. When you go back, reflect over it. Let's make progress.
Prof. J, sorry, it seems I didn't get his question well. Yeah.
Okay, Abraham,
Yes, please.
what would be your advice to a college student who wants to negotiate a particular matter with the central administration?
Please kindly take the question again.
And what would be your advice to a college student who wants to negotiate a particular matter with the central administration?
Thank you. I didn't actually understand the question. So maybe if you could make it
So
clearer to
let's
me.
say you have one of your classmates. He wants to discuss a matter with the central administration. What advice would you give to such a person?
Thank you. In giving advice, we have the organogram in the administrative level in the university. So to have something to do with central administration, as a student, you don't just go straight that way. So you have to pass through the appropriate channel before you go. So the first thing you have to do is to address this through the Dean of Students. And I think your concern could also be addressed as well. Maybe if the Dean of Students is not able to work on that before you can take the matter to the next level.
Okay, it is not right, but it's an attempt. The right answer is that you should go through accredited representatives of the recognized groups within the university, and it's in the handbook page 20. Yes.
Thank you.
So whatever group you belong to, there is a leader and there are leaders. So you speak to them and they will communicate to the people ahead of them before it gets to the central administration.
Okay.
All right. Abraham,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you?
I'm fine.
You're fine. All
Yes,
right.
please.
The university's Sports and Recreation Committee makes room for a high power representative. Which faculty and department will you, as the sports secretary, find this representative?
Which
Faculty and department will you find this representative?
Thank you for the question. This can be found at the Faculty of Science and Technology and at the Department of Health, Physical Education and Recreation.
That is very correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Abraham,
Yes, boss.
good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
All right. A student affiliated to Ogwa Hall has filed a petition to the Office of the Dean of Students against the campus security session for his missing fridge and a laptop. The Dean of Students has turned a deaf ear to that. What do you think accounted for the response from the Dean of Students?
Please kindly take the question again.
Okay, listen, this is the last time I will be repeating the question. I'm saying that a student affiliated to Ogwa Hall has filed a petition to the Office of the Dean of Students against the campus security session for his missing fridge and a laptop. The Office of the Dean of Students has turned a deaf ear to that. What do you think accounted for that response from the Office of the Dean of Students?
Thank you very much. I believe that we also have a committee in charge of campus security. So if anything, the students have to first of all report that issue to the hall, maybe the hall master. Then maybe from there they can consult the one in charge of security, and if no result is also gotten, before they can move to the Dean of Students. But maybe because he has jumped all this protocol, that might be the reason for no response.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. Okay? You can find the correct answer in page 32 of the student handbook. The safekeeping and maintenance of personal property is the student responsibility. So you must take care of your property. So, like I said, you can find that in page 32 of the student handbook. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Abraham. Please, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you are good. Okay, so I have a very simple question for you. It says that, please listen carefully. I have been admitted into the university as a first-year student, but due to that, I have been admitted into the university as a first-year student, but due to a few reasons, I intend to defer my course. Do I qualify to defer my program? The answer should come with a justification. Relax, let me repeat the question again. I have been admitted into the university as a first-year student, but due to a few reasons, I intend to defer my program. Do I qualify to defer my program? Your answer should come with a justification. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Chair, for the question. First of all, before a student defer a course, that student must spend at least 1 academic year on campus. So once you have not even stepped on campus to even take any course, there is nothing like deferring the program. So you can only defer when you spend 1 academic year on campus. Thank you.
Okay, so that is a good attempt, but the answer I was looking for is that the deferment of a program is applicable to level 200 and above only. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You understand that your CGPA is good, right?
Yes, Yes.
Meaning that you are able to combine your sporting activities with what you have said with your academics. Is that not it?
Yes, please.
All right. So let's go to students' issues more with academics, okay? Now, this is your question. Listen carefully. A student with a CGPA below 1.0 at the end of a first semester shall be cautioned by 2 departments in the university. Can you mention one?
The student shall be cautioned.
Yeah, you'll be cautioned by 2 departments or 2 bodies in the university who takes charge of that. Mention one for me.
Thank you. I think the first might be the academic advisor, academic advisory board.
Okay, I would say it's a good attempt. But the answer I'm looking for, there are actually 2. We have the academic affairs, director of academic affairs, and again, 2, we have the counseling center, university counseling center, where you go for advice. Is that clear? You can find that in the page 23 of the academic policies and student.
Hello, Avi. I'm back again.
Okay.
I realized that you've written some nice things here on your CV. You significantly, is that you are capable of contributing significantly to team projects and demonstrating effective competence and effectiveness. You wrote that.
Yes, please.
What do you mean by that?
Thank you, Professor, for the question. What I mean by that is my personal capability of working with team, contributing my idea towards the team's goal achievement. And as such, I'm personally determined to do any kind of work that I've been assigned to do with sincerity.
You also said that you are equipped with effective management and leadership qualities. Tell me some of those qualities.
Thank you, Prof. Chair, for the question. With the quality, I believe as a leader, you are not just leading a group of people or an individual. You have to seek to their development as well. So, as a leader, I always listen to people's criticisms and even their advices, and I also advise people to put on their best. I personally take that mandate to train people where I think they are not good at. Even if I personally cannot do that, I seek assistance of others to train the individual.
What kind of leader are you?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. Let me say that I am a democratic leader, but sometimes when it becomes necessary for you to execute a plan which you think is good for the development of the association or that particular group, and you see that there are others who are pulling that development, I do apply the auto to make sure it is done in the interest as well.
So you are both a democratic and an autocratic leader, depending on the situation.
Yes, please.
Finally, probably, you said you are very enterprised, creative, and highly motivated. When you say you are very enterprised, what do you mean by that?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. To be very enterprised in the way I understand it from the English perspective, it means that an individual's ability to undertake a very difficult task, to go in for untried, maybe action. So I am very enterprised because I try to do things that have never been done before, unprecedentedly. That's how I am.
So what would you do that is unprecedented? in this role you are seeking to?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. For that one, I don't know if it has been done though. That is where I stated from beginning that I will make sure that stakeholders in sports, for instance, the National Sports Council, or even the club managers and co will be brought on board so that at least the school sports can go high.
You mean the club managers in Ghana? So you are moving beyond UCC?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. My final question, who is an enterprising leader?
Thank you, Prof. Chair. I believe that an enterprise leader is a leader who try impossible means. It's a leader who tried impossible ways of doing things possible. And it's a leader who also makes sure that things that have not been done are done. Yes.
Someone who is innovative and can really motivate others to do what he expects them to do. And that's what you seek to do, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, Abraham.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so from your record, it shows that you've occupied a lot of positions, meaning that you've done some, let me say, financial obligations for these organizations, right? You've engaged in some financial obligations.
Okay, yes, yes.
Okay, so if I'm to ask you this question, so it's a financial term, and I want you to give me the term. It's just one attempt, straightforward. So you listen carefully. So I'm a financial term which is used in budgeting. And I'm referred to as an obligation rising from past event. My settlement leads to outflows. What am I?
Your income.
No. It's liabilities. So that is wrong.
Abraham, good morning.
Good morning, Ross.
Hope you are fine.
By the grace.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm also fine. So, I am going to take you a little bit outside university. Yes, since you are aspiring for sports secretary, I'll ask you a question pertaining to sports. Okay, hope you're okay with that.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, last Saturday, a footballing tournament concluded in Europe. Do you know which footballing tournament they just concluded in Europe last Saturday?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was the Euros under 21. Yes, and the final match was last Saturday between England and Spain. Yes, and the English won.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Afoya, this one that you are a soccer person and you want to invite club managers and other things. I was expecting you to be interested in especially juvenile tournaments and things like that. So I'm disappointed you didn't get that answer correct. But let me bail you. Let me ask you a question on sports. There is a Ghanaian-born athlete in the UK who has qualified to represent the UK at the World Championship. He's a sprinter just like you. He ran 10.18 or 10.1418 or 10 point something seconds. Do you know his name? He's a 30-year-old Ghanaian-born athlete, but represents the UK. And he's an accountant by profession. He started sprinting about 4 or 5 years ago. Did you follow the national championships, the athletics?
Yes, I do. Of late, I have problem with my phone, so I don't follow again.
For Yao, Joe.
So
somebody who you want to be SRC Sports General Secretary, you want to bring coaches and club managers and things, you should know what is in vogue. This happened just over the weekend, I think Thursday, Friday. So before you came for this vetting, you should be prepared for things like that. Because I was going to ask you how you'd motivate people like me to probably rethink and then take up some sport, maybe play badminton or athletics and things like that. Because this is remarkable. Story of a 30-year-old accountant who decided to train in the last 4 or 5 years and then has qualified to represent the UK at the World Championship. I was expecting you to know this. Anyway, it means that you have a lot to go and research on before you can bring the club coaches. Mm-hmm. Okay. Which teams were relegated from the Ghana Premier League?
Thank you.
Which 3 teams were relegated from the Ghana Premier League?
I think it really escaped me.
Thank you. So thank you very much for coming. You hear from us.
Okay.
All right, so we're still live on TV, UCC, and on ATL 100.5. This is the vetting of nominees for SRC General Sports Secretary for the 2023-2024 academic year. Today begins our first session. We're looking at nominees for SRC Sports General Secretary for this morning session, as well as SRC Women's Commissioner. And then we'll take a break in the afternoon, reconvene, and then look at nominees for the position of SRC Public Relations. I'll hand over to PDF whilst we do our secretarial duties. PDF, over to you.
All right. Thank you, the chair. Back to you on your screen with your messages. And of course, I prompted you that let's be decorous with our writings. Boate Anthony, I know you're always here. Thank you very much for being with us. Masa Mokasa 9 Boate, I'll look for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Okay, that's true. I know go class F Charlie. That is also from Boate. And this one is from Edward Heat. Martha all the way. Okay, Charlie, sports secretary, there. I'll vote for Fredo, even though he doesn't know me. All right. This is also from Lucas Tatol Ntapuan. Sitting on this seat for vetting is an achievement on its own. The tension will come naturally. Your competence will have to come to play, especially calmness and simple expression. And they continue to say that Dr. Essien at his best again. All the best to my successors. I am behind you. Okay. The current General Sports Secretary, Tatul, thank you, my brother, for writing to us. Eric Opoku, Fredo, you keep saying Fredo. Right, you can also do same, write to us, leave your comments at our comment section down there, and would be reading them. Be Howard and who. Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much, Eric Opoku and Chi. I've seen you, John Owusu Mensah, Abraham, relax. It seems there is pressure on you, pressure day everywhere. Peter Cramper, this guy. I won't say that. Please do prompt me when you're ready. But let me see if I can interact with those here in the auditorium. Who is ready to speak with us? Feel free, huh? Let's try. If the gentleman is pointing at the lady, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit this time. Right. So the early bird, they say, catches the worm. You're the one closer to me. My brother, rise and let's see you. Let's capture your face. Is he going to mention 3 players of Asante Kotoko somewhere 2003? Can he do that? Huh? See that?
He cannot do that.
But have you heard of Tiko Tiko?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. He was part of those gentlemen. A jatete for Accra Tvucc.
So I'm learning from you.
Okay, let's look at what happened just this morning. What is your comment on the vetting?
I came no long ago. Yes. So I think the guy is vocal, and then he's not moved by anything. You know, this kind of vetting, you need to be shaking. But based on the way he was speaking, you realize that he has confidence, and that's okay. Yes.
What's your name?
I'm Richmond. Apesi. You can call me Bill Rich.
Bill Rich?
Yes, Bill Rich.
Okay. Okay. Which program are you studying?
I'm a marketing student. BCom marketing.
Level 400?
Level 300.
All right. Thank you. Baby, I'm coming to you. You ready? Rise, let's see you. Let's see you. Don't worry, huh? We're not going to hurt you, okay? Is that okay? What's your name and which program are you studying?
I'm Sandra. I'm studying BCom marketing, level 300.
Okay. Sandra, why didn't you take any of the positions?
So I'm in a position at the hall level. So, yes.
Which hall is that?
Adeshe.
Adeshe, you are executive there. Which position?
In the Christian Council. Vice President for the Christian Council.
Don't you think it would be nice if we add chaplain to the SRC positions portfolio?
It will be wonderful.
It will be wonderful, eh? We would have loved to take that. He said, why not? So let's see if she will know the head pastor for the University Interdenominational Church, UIC. You know? He said, don't do that, don't do that. What do you have to say about the vetting?
I couldn't come. Looking at the vetting panel, and I couldn't come early, but looking at the vetting panel and the one that was vetted, Mr. Abraham, he did well. Just that I noticed that he couldn't really abreast himself with current affairs that was going on. Thank you.
Which you are aware of all the current affairs, right?
With regards to his portfolio, I think he should have a little knowledge or something about it.
Greet someone.
I greet everyone in addition.
Fellow Royals, we are signing. Please let me, when we're ready to take the next person. I'm coming to you, don't run away. Sammy, before you join me. Okay. Sammy, join me. He's a former SRC General Sports Secretary. We're waiting for the next nominee to join us. Please do alert me the moment the person gets in here so that I hand over to the chairman to proceed. The gentleman coming is the former SRC General Secretary. Thank you very much for joining us in the auditorium. Let me climb up so that we'll match the height. Huh? Tell me, how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. I'm very, very well.
Let me have your take on the vetting. You have been on that seat before.
Yeah. Okay. You know, vetting is more like you study or you try to learn a lot of things about sports and come here to maybe answer these questions. But sometimes when you come here, it's a whole lot. You know, in vetting, you're not expected to answer every question. You know, most of the questions will be thrown to you, but it's not every question that you can answer. So I think so far we've witnessed just one person, and I can say that he has done well. Yeah.
And what do you expect from the next nominees who are yet to come?
They should just embrace themselves, just feel free, because they are just normal questions which are in this environment. So they should just feel free and come and enjoy themselves here.
Share with us, how helpful was your vetting to you in your administration?
It really helped me because myself, I had issues when interacting with people. But after the vetting, I had this confidence when going in front of people to even campaign. So it really helped me.
Oh, okay. So you would want to encourage whoever has the interest to pick forms, or?
Oh, yeah. I think they've already picked the forms. So next year. Oh, yeah. They have to pick anyone who has that interest should go ahead and pick the form. Because in picking the sports secretary's forms, it really helps you. That's if you are interested in sports, it really helps you in going for it. Yeah.
So, what would you say are some of the things that whoever would want to going forward, whoever would want to pick forms should consider as part of the learning process so far as the vetting is concerned?
Pardon, come again.
Asking for your advice to people who have interest in picking forms to contest for this SRC General Sports Secretary. What will be your advice to them so far as the vetting is concerned? Not necessarily these people, those who are yet to pick, let's say, next year.
Oh, okay. I would say that anyone who is ready to pick form should be ready to work for the school. Picking the form means that you consider yourself being the sports secretary. That's if you are giving the nod. So you should just, let's say, work hard towards you, let's say, passing the vetting. And also after the vetting, you might be voted into power. So when giving the nod, you must work very hard for it.
You must work very hard for it. But he's still with me. He's not leaving yet. Let's encourage people. When you become SRC General Sports Secretary or when you become SRC Executive, some of the enjoyment. Enjoyment. Now, let's talk about some of the enjoyment. I know there are some people who wouldn't want to pick forms because of this vetting. But let's encourage them with the enjoyment. What are some of the enjoyment attached to this position?
Okay, I won't tell them as enjoyment, but rather opportunities, because it gives you the opportunity to meet certain people that you might not expect to see. Because you being the sports secretary, you represent the school outside in terms of sports and activities. So you get to meet certain people that you might not think of meeting.
Yeah. And you have you met your woman so far?
My woman?
Uh-huh.
Oh, for now, I think we'll talk about that later.
Side attraction, he doesn't want to talk about it. I understand there are some people that when they pick these positions that they do get a chance and of course get the courage to socialize, and through that they meet their partner for life. So I thought maybe through your position as SRC Sports Secretary. But did you see any lady that you had ever wished to be with?
Okay, honestly, I had a lady before going for the position.
All right, stay with us.
All right, thank you for your time.
Oh, okay. All right, this is Same. He is a former SRC General Sports Secretary. Thank you very much, Same, for making time to speak with us. This is Tvucc. My name is Louise Bequin. You can call me the PDF, and of course, this is the vetting exercise for SRC, local Nugs and Grassack. For students, of course, who have picked nomination forms to contest for these positions. This morning, we are vetting student who picked nomination to contest for the SRC General Sports Secretary and SRC Women's Commissioner. The chair is ready, and so I am handing over to the chair to continue.
Thank you very much, PDF, and welcome once again to the vetting of the SRC local Nugs aspirants for the 2023-2024 academic year. We, this morning, are vetting nominees for SRC General Sports Secretary. We're done with the first person. We invite the next person in the person of Daniel Ampafo Edu, if he's ready. You're welcome. Kindly state your name, registration number, and the reason why you're here, please.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chair. May I use this opportunity to say a very good morning to you and the panel. My name is Edu Daniel Mpafo. I'm reading Bachelor of Science, Medical Laboratory Science. My index number is AH/MLB/20/0001. I filed nominations to contest for SRC General Sports Secretary last 2 weeks. And as part of the electioneering process, I'm to appear before this noble panel this morning to be vetted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniel. So we'll go through a few rituals. We'll ask you a couple of questions, and please feel free, relax. We are here for you, so feel free and relax. There's water at any point in time. If you're uncomfortable and you want us to take a break, you let us know. But we'll take turns to ask you a couple of questions, and then we should be good to go. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Hello, Daniel.
Yes.
This is your CV, right?
Yes, please.
So we'll look at it together.
Yes,
and see how it looks. I think the first thing I have noted is that you didn't write the heading. So you should have curriculum vitae written on top, boldly, and that is not there. Have you been watching the vetting we've been doing over time? Because I've said this times and again. So I didn't expect you to be making these mistakes.
Yes.
And then with your mailing address, as part of your mailing address, on the same line, you have your nationality, which is worrying. So if it's address, then your personal details can now come to the next. But mailing address, PO box, this, as a man can say, nationality, Ghanaian. It's not right. So those are the things that I really want you to look at. Of course, you got the referees right, and there are a few other things we'll talk about. But to begin with, you said you are an ambitious person. Who is an ambitious person?
Thank you so much. So an ambitious person is someone who always dream higher. So regardless of where you are, you want to be better of yourself. Thank you.
So what dream do you have for UCC Sports?
Thank you so much. So next year, UCC will be hosting the Gusa Games. That means that there's a whole lot of responsibility that would be on us, on me as a sports secretary if I'm given the nod, and even the sports section. So I think that the one thing that we have to look at is the facilities that we have. I feel that the facilities at the sports section, especially the field, needs to look at. Maybe the maintenance section would want to look at the watering of the field to make sure that the grass would grow, so that before we host the games, we would be able to have a good field. And I also think that one thing that's responsibility of a sports secretary is to advise the SRC executive board on sports related matters. And I believe that in my interactions with students, I feel that there are a lot of students who play active sports, but they are not able to come out. I believe that we can organize a one-day seminar on just sports to educate them that they can come forward with their skills to even help UCC Sports. Thank you.
Have you ever held that kind of conference before?
No, please.
But you are the secretary to the sports committee, so why didn't you suggest it to the current sports secretary?
Okay, thank you so much. So I believe that the administration is a continuation. So maybe the things that thought didn't occur to me at that time, but I believe that at this particular time, that thought is there and something that we can look at. Thank you.
So you started dreaming. When you were there, you didn't dream. When you realized that you were coming to occupy the position, then the dream started.
No.
Daniel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I haven't seen you as a sports secretary in your SHS days. It's not here. What did you do? Because you don't have that. It's when you came to UCC that you joined sports. So before then, what were you doing in school?
Okay, so I've always loved sports, and even though in SHS or even now, I'm not playing active sports, but wherever I find myself, I want to join something that has to do with sports to even contribute to it. And I believe that in SHS, I didn't join any sports committee or I wasn't actively involved in sports, but I loved athletics. And when it comes to support and cheering, I always made myself available. Thank you.
You can cheer,
Yes.
but you don't play anything. You don't play football. You don't play any sports.
I play football.
You play football, and what else?
I play football. Just
Are you
football.
part of the team?
No, please.
Ah. You are not part of the school team.
No, please.
You don't play tennis, badminton, hockey, table tennis, nothing.
No, please.
And you want to be the sports chair. Tell me the work of the sports chair.
Okay, thank you so much. So, as part of the SRC constitution, some of the duties of the sports chair one is to assist the sports section in organizing sports-related activities in the halls. And as a sports secretary, I have general oversight of the inter-hall competition, and I'll be chairing the sports committee. And I also assist students and clubs and associations with when they want to use the sports facilities or any materials from the sports session to access those facilities and those materials. It's my responsibility to help the students in that regard, and also have to advise the SRC executive board on matters that is relating to sports. Thank you.
So you've given me a lot of theory, but don't you think practicals is also very important? I'm
Yes,
wondering why you are not part of any sport. If you so love sports, like you tell me, I'm wondering why.
Okay, thank you so much. So I used to play football, but due to certain reasons, I'm not able to play. But then, regardless of that, I want to still contribute to sports wherever I find myself. Thank you.
What program are you reading?
Bachelor of Science, Medical Laboratory Science.
Okay. So in future, you have to write it well. You've written Bachelor of Science, expected August 2024 in Medical Laboratory Science. So I think you should, the full thing should come, and then when you expect it to come, would be at the tail end.
Thank you.
You are doing a course by BYU.
Yes, please.
Who are they?
Okay, so BYU stands for Brigham Young University. It's located in the United States, but it's an online certificate. So one of the things that they do is when you apply, it's a 3 semester. For the first semester is 7 weeks where you would learn life skills about learning how to learn and even how to overcome some thinking errors. And in the second semester is also for 7 weeks where you do professional skills to look at emails, CV writing, and all of that. In the third semester, they will teach you some university skills, and then you have a chance to take an introductory certificate. So it will depend on you on what you want to choose. Thank you.
So you are doing 2 courses concurrently.
Yes.
Don't you think it will affect your CGPA? Because I have looked at it. Although some of your courses are still not in, don't you think that this is why you are getting some grades you are getting here?
No, please. I think that some of the things that I've learned, I took that opportunity because I believe that the learning, the life skills and the university skills is going to really help me even to apply in the things that I'm learning here in the university.
What is university skills?
Okay, so some of the things that we learn in the university skills has to do with how to search for information, and even as a student, where to turn for help when you need one.
And you said they taught you how to write CVs.
Yes, please.
I guess you didn't pay much attention to that course. So I'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Hope you are fine.
Yes, please.
Okay. By the way, when are we having the inter-horse athletics competition?
On 21st July 2023.
Okay. Will you take part? Will you take part?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now to my substantive question. So after the inter-horse athletics competition, a student is injured and has been deterred from the social.
So we're still live on TV UCC and on ATL 100.5. We're at the Jenana Opoku Ajimain Auditorium. This is a vetting of the nominees for SRC General Sports Secretary for the 2023-2024 academic year. We have in front of us Mr. Daniel Powerful. With slight technical hitch, the technical team is working on that, and then we'll be back up live. Those of you who would be able to join us at the auditorium, we encourage you to do so. Those who are following us live on TV UCC and on ATL 100.5, we appreciate that you leave your comments in the comment sections and we would read them. Thank you. I think we're back on, so we can continue.
Daniel, so after the Gusa Games, a student got injured and has been deterred, okay, from the social and academic conformity of the university community, and depression has set in. What will be your first aid of advice to him, and where will you refer the student to?
Okay, thank you so much. So we have various counseling units in the university, and as part of the counseling unit, we have parts that we have personal and social counseling. And under that personal and social counseling, that is where you can find depression. And so I would have to tell that student to, or refer that student to that section so that they would help him with that.
Okay, that's a very good adept.
Okay. Hello. Your question. There was a match between Ghana and South Africa at the Cape Coast Stadium, where students from Casford and ATL were both invited.
Thank you so much. they would sit. We allocate stands where it's not closer to each other. I believe that if you do that, because they are not close, we can help to prevent such from occurring.
But Daniel, let me dwell on this subject a little bit. Why do you think we should keep Casford and ATL students apart in different stands? Why can't we bring them together? They are all students of the University of Cape Coast. And you sit in class together with all of them. So what is the need of keeping them apart if there's an opportunity to bring them together for a peaceful atmosphere in the university?